everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, hello, my name is Megan, and today I'm going to do my bi-weekly budget number 1 results video. This is from October 30th to November 12th. We are looking at my daily spending tracker here, my weekly spending tracker for my expenses, and then we have my bi-weekly budget here. And these sheets are from my Etsy shop. It's called BudgetQueenShop, so go check it out if you're interested. And now let's get started. So first, sorry about my nails. I've been having like super bad anxiety lately about my job, so I like pick at the nail polish, so I need to like redo them very soon before I need to go into work to do some things. But anyways, let's just look at this budget. I'll just zoom you guys in just a little bit more so you can see, and then we'll get started. So first, I like to do income. I budgeted $1,500 for my husband. I always budget that just in case he gets sick or needs a couple days off. He usually gets around $1,600 to $1,700 depending on what equipment he's running that 2 weeks of work. So in this case, he made $1,766.81. $1,766.81. And then for myself, I am assisted by the government right now because of COVID-19, so I get paid $450 a week. And just how the weeks laid out, I got paid twice in 1 week, but it was really technically 2, so $900. Then I don't budget variable, but stuff comes up like any Etsy money, or if I sell anything on Facebook, that kind of thing. And in this case, I had just a small side income come in from Etsy, and that was $741. I never budget that money because I always put it right to debt. So any of my YouTube money, or if I get big amounts of Etsy money, then I just put it right to my credit card. So that's why I don't add it in when I make my first budget. So the total income we had for this last couple weeks was $2,674.22. So really good, and about $300 over budget, which is awesome. Next, we will go to bills. We just had simple bills come out. So this is pretty much relatively the same. The Jeep always comes out on my husband's paycheck, $267.33. I make bi-weekly payments, so that's my bi-weekly payment. I put $500 to my savings account every time my husband gets paid, and then at the end of the month I take $1,000 out, send it to my landlord, and that is rent. So my rent is actually $1,000, but I split it up into twos just so it's not a huge hit at the last paycheck of the month. And then for preschool, my son goes to preschool twice a week for 3 hours. So with subsidy, I only have to pay half of the amount, so $59.48. For my bank fees, since I do so many transactions in a month, mine is a set $14.95. All the banks in my town have bank fees, and I don't really want to go on to these online banks because I like to go in the banks and talk to them, and soon we'll be dealing with mortgages and stuff, and I just want to have a bank in town that I can go to. So I pay those bank fees, whatever. My husband's bank fees are like, if he does 12 transactions or less, he pays $4.95. If he does more than 12 transactions, then it goes up to like the maximum $14.95. So kind of like mine. But this month he didn't really do many transactions, so he was only charged $4.95. So the total bank fees were $19.90. Oops, sorry, $19.90. My husband's iTunes, I think he switched it to his credit card, so I don't have that tracked right now. So we'll just leave it at 0. And then electric was $181 as per usual, $181. My Jeep insurance was $175.18, not 19. I got that wrong. And then Wi-Fi was $85.80. So total for bills is $1,288.69. So we saved a little bit of money there. And next I will flip over to my weekly spending tracker, and then we'll look at expenses. So when I made this budget, I subtracted the income from the bills, the debt, the trip money, and I was left over with $199.95. That's why you see zeros and then the $199.95. I know that's not realistic, but that's what I could budget because of the money that we had. So I hope that makes sense. This is what I had left over, so I just had to say it was all for groceries, and I knew that if we had the extra income, then we would be able to adjust this a bit. So anyways, let's just get into it. This is my weekly spending tracker. Each week I do a video that I go over all my transactions, cram it into this little category area, and it gives me like a breakdown of how much I spent each week. So it's a great visual to see how you're doing throughout the weeks and being able to budget onto your next biweekly budget. I hope that makes sense, but it's super easy when it comes to the biweekly budget. You just add week 1's numbers and week 2's numbers, and then that's way better than going back for 2 entire weeks of transactions. It's already done, it's over with. So all we got to do is add week 1 and week 2, and that's how you get the total that you actually spent. So groceries for week 1 and week 2, we ended up spending $504.83, which is absolutely nuts. So what we do is we spend around $200 each week for groceries. So usually that's around $400, but that extra $100 we needed to stock up our pantry and whatnot, because when we left, we really had barely anything left, because I knew that a lot of the things would go bad when we left, and we were just trying to eat, like not spend any money at the grocery store before we left. So that was our usual $200 per week, plus the extra $100 to bulk up on our groceries. So for gas, you could see that we didn't spend anything the first week. We spent $78.92 the second week. Same with eating out, it's just $47.21. If you're wondering where I spent this money, I do have a check-in 1 and 2. I did it just in one video. So if you're wondering how I spent all this money and that it's ridiculous, yes, I agree. Just watch that, it'll answer all your questions for you that you have. My husband spent $12.46. I had to get some stuff for my interviews and whatnot, so I spent a total of $57.61. My kids, I spent $26 and $46, so we spent a total of $72. Household was $40, and then other was $10.08, so we spent a total of $823.11, which is absolutely nuts, but I was expecting that coming back. Next, I will switch the pages around and we'll do our debt. All right, for debt, we had my US credit card payment of $300. No matter what, I always put $300 on that credit card. That includes the minimum payment, interest, and the exchange rate. If you don't know, I live in British Columbia, Canada, and I have a US credit card because I live very close to the border, so that's why I have a US credit card. And then my snowball, I noticed that we were very close to being under $8,000 worth of debt, so I put an extra snowball payment of $150 on my credit card so we would reach that goal, so that was awesome. We put $450 towards debt. And also, just so you know, this debt snowball money goes to my other credit card, not this one. So, and then for our trip, I didn't actually put anything towards the trip. This was for money that was spent on my credit card. We just haven't done that yet. So we're going to do it in the biweekly budget number 2. So that will show up when I do the results of that video. We just didn't put any money towards the credit cards right this second because I knew we needed to stock up so much on the groceries and stuff, and groceries come before paying off trip expenses that I already expected. So we have the money, don't worry, we're gonna pay all of the balances off. I think we have like $400 or $500. It's not that bad, so we're gonna pay that off in biweekly budget number 2, so please don't worry. Anyways, we'll do our totals here. So We have income at $2674.22. We have bills $1,288.69. Expenses $823.11. Debt $450. And other $0. So we have a zero-based budget. Oh, I forgot to do the rollover money. Duh. Rollover money. When I was consolidating my budget, I was off by $112.42, and I was so confused. I went back to my budget and then realized that I forgot to add in my rollover money. Usually you would have another line that says, and it would be under other, so I'd put other, rollover, subtract $112.42, and then zero it out. But I should have known that. I always do that. So $112.42, $112.42. So sorry about that. I always miss that, but I have it in my notes, so I just realized that. So yeah, anyways, a zero-based budget. I'm going to use this 112 that is rolled over into biweekly budget number 2 to use it for the trip expenses. So that is that. And that is it, guys. Just quick and simple. It took me about 5 minutes to draft up my the notes that I have there on the side, but it doesn't take you that long to do these little easy steps. It just makes it all easy to come together when you're doing these results, or even like your monthly results. So definitely take the time to do the steps of daily tracking and then do the weekly tracker. It has been a lifesaver for me in my budget, and that's that. Anyways, I will stop rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you guys like my channel, please subscribe down below. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.